everybody. This is Patti. Welcome to the Witching Hour. Yes, that hour of the day when the veil is thin and magic happens. I have one of my dearest friends, some very special magic for you today. I have Feng Shui and Chinese astrology expert, the go to cosmic coach of Hollywood, the one and only Anita Rosenberg. Welcome, Anita.
Thank you, Patti. I'm down here at the bottom of the hill. You're up there at the top of the hill.
Yeah, but you're in this amazing building at the bottom of the hill, and sometimes we get to cross paths.
Cross paths. I'm so excited to be here. It's been a while. It's
It's
been a
been a
minute.
while. It is time to have you back on. We are old friends for, gosh, I wouldn't even remember the years. Been on the Hollywood Arts Council board together and neighbors, but we have not had you on the show for a while. So we are about ready for the Chinese New Year's. It's the end of January in just a few days. What do we have going on?
Okay. I'm excited that you invited me to share this because 2024, there's a lot going on. We're already seeing the energy shifting and changing. It's challenging, it's chaotic, but I'm going to tell you why it is. And then I'll give you everybody that's listening a few fabulous pointers on how to maximize the year and have a great year. Because during turbulent, crazy times, are when the biggest successes come. This is when people have the most opportunity. So you have to look through opportunity eyes to see where you can go. Does that make sense?
Opportunity eyes. I like that.
Yeah. So one of the things that happens, so we have what's called the Solar New Year, which changes on February 4th. The Chinese Lunar New Year with all the celebrations is on the 12th. I think it's the 12th. But that energetically, it switches on the 4th. So that's the date that I use and talk to. And, the charts this year are a little crazy. And I will kind of explain to you why. So one of the things that's happening this year, I'll give out a few things, is the new year holds what you intend it to be. So setting really strong intentions, which I know, Patti, is something that you do. So setting your intentions are important because as the year goes, and it is crazy, and there's a lot of choices and a lot of options, and there's going to be too many yapping people trying to get our attention. You have to go back to your original intention. That's your stability and your base. Also, this is a year, the yearly energy supports finding your tribe. I thought about this morning. It's not, and it is not about finding the ginormous tribe, which it has maybe been in the past. It's a smaller, it can be smaller. It's your loyal fan base, it's your loyal tribe, whether it's your friends or whether it's your business, it's your fans. Yeah, it's a smaller tribe because again, the strong community will help raise your frequency. And that's what we're trying to do for this year. So, this year is about transformation, growth. It's professional, financial, emotionally, spiritually. Wood is growth. It's a wood dragon year. And I think this is an interesting thing to think about. Uh, so everyone will be seeking beauty in the world because everyone is losing their minds. So the affirmation is, I want to be the beauty in the world. So you want to seek the beauty in the world, but you also want to be the beauty in the world, which I think is kind of a lovely. I'm just going to read this because I don't want to miss a beat, but this really sums up the year. Okay. In some ways, you want to get focused. You want to be intentional. Scattered energies everywhere. Don't you feel like we're already starting? It's very scattered.
Yes. I was just 10 minutes ago having a conversation with somebody and talking about scattered energy, chaos.
We've entered into a different time with different frequencies. So which frequency do you want to align with? That's the big question. So you've now joined the podcast and you listen to Patti. So that's an amazing frequency that you want to align with. People will be bombarded with choices. Many things want our attention this year. I mean, that's so you scroll and it's like everything wants your attention. Intention creates a strong foundation of support, and it's do not get swept up in a reality not of your liking. Pick your reality. Pick where you want to go. That's going to be really important. Now, this is kind of fascinating. I want to be a Debbie Downer, but I want to explain to people like why we're having, you could do intellectually what's happening, but we look at charts. So we have a few things. This is what is a Chi-Men chart, just to show you it's a very complex calculation. This is the year. One of the things in this year, it's a Fu Yin chart. Fuyin is because these elements are the same. These elements are the same. Fuyin means the same. It may seem stuck this year. It is going to take a lot of extra energy this year to get moving. If you are someone who's a little more passive and, ooh, let's just see where things happen, well, you're gonna lose out this year and nothing's gonna happen. You're gonna be stuck. This is an action year. You got to take action. You got to be aggressive. It's a very strong chart. So when we look at it different, this is actually not the yearly chart, and I want to pull this up a little later, but this is a Bozzi chart. So there's two different charts based on the year energies, and that is a very strong chart. So interestingly, the last time we had a Fuyin chart was 1914 and 1939 before both world wars.
Wow.
Okay, now I'm going to layer this because it's giving me chills, and I've been saying
It's
this
like
hundreds of times. So now we have in our Bozzi chart, we have monkey, it all clashes. So we have monkey, tiger, dragon, dog. They all clash. Monkey, tiger clashes, dragon, dog clashes. So monkey, tiger is fire metal. The last time we had this clash was during World War I and World War II. So our charts are making us feel like we're in World War III. And interestingly enough, it's not the same wars as it was before. We're in a new time with new media, and everyone's getting in on the action. I mean, people who should not be in on actions, and we're only seeing a very small amount of things in the world in our, in our US and our European feeds, but there's a lot going on. So, this is a year that you have to be strategic, decisive, and bold. So the thing I want to share, which I think, it's a weird little kind of chart, but there's something called the Mother Earth Oracle. It was written tens of thousands of years ago. My teacher never looked at it. This is what Chinese people would go every year, get the big ass book and figure out the year. And he didn't look at it until COVID hit. And when he looked, it predicted COVID.
Wow.
And you have to remember it's verbiage from a long time ago. It's Chinese. They talk about silkworm production. So you have to interpret it. And so once he realized it hit exactly when COVID hit, he starts listening. So here's what it says about this year. This is kind of freaky. East and West are in conflict. Countries will find injustice. There is no reason for killing people, but it is happening on a larger scale. Is that crazy? Internal fights like Democrats, Republicans, Microsoft, and Google divide into different parties. Unfair things happen. So there's a few things, but what it does say is one-man teams will be a disaster. Small people get eaten up. You have to find your community, find your force. So that goes back to my original find your tribe, find your force. There's a little more power in numbers. So there is a little bit of a shit show sort of forecast, but this is kind of an exciting thing. Every 20 years, we change into Feng Shui periods. That's why if you notice, people redecorate every 20 years. It's, 20 years, I think I'm going to do this style, and then I'll move into that style. And so from 2024, for the next 40 years, 2044, we're in a period called Period 9. This is not that different than Period 8 as far as how we arrange our Feng Shui in our space, which is interesting. But it tells you a few things. So what happens is, it's when so you would get this. This is when Saturn, Jupiter, and Earth align. It's a planetary shift. So one of the things that happened is the last period was the Genhua. It's an Earth element, and this was the time of young men. So who did we see in power? Rise of power. Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, young men. They were young men 20 years ago when they started in power. Well, Period 9 is Li Gua fire, the middle-aged woman. I'm a little old for it, but I'm going to tap into it. It's
Yeah, we're fine.
So if you notice, more women are in power, more women are presidents of countries. And, now, and we just saw the whole thing going on with the women presidents of the universities, which was awesome on one note. But, just because they're women doesn't mean it's the right woman. But I really felt like we were really poised for a female president. I don't know if I see that happening, but, there are some women running, some women in the mix. So, it's Li Gua. Now, a couple of other things Li Gua is about, it's fire, do things fast. and do it with other people. So, one of the things that I think is kind of interesting, here's a couple like wealth tips for everybody out there. Speed. Anything you do this year in the next 20 years, fire spreads. How quickly can it spread? You have to have the ability to execute fast, quick. Also, wisdom. So, life improvement and bliss. I mean, every time I start a Bozzy consult with someone, I say, what are your top 3 concerns? I mean, everybody's kind of self care and wellness. So that's a huge area to focus on. Also, energy, inner spiritual energy, metaphysics, yoga, qigong. So your career, your business, my business, these are metaphysics. This is fire. So this is an awesome time. People who were normally not, I mean, have you noticed, Patty, that people who normally were not into what you're into us all of a sudden are interested?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And they're not sure why, but they come to you and they're open. They're just, it's a crack. It's a crack of opening, but that's okay. We'll take it, right? And we'll just like kind of kick the door down. Entertainment, concerts, live performances, escapism. So the last time we had period 9 was 1844 when Barnum and Bailey launched their circus. Oh, I don't have the numbers, but it was like incredible amount of like tens of millions of people went to see the circus. So this is a time of escapism. So even though I know we just had the strike, we're back in business and we're just going to see entertainment just go in new directions, which is exciting. Also, technology. So, if you can integrate tech into everything you do, because AI, of course, is still going to be exploding, and spirituality. So, spiritual retreats, spiritual travel. That's kind of interesting. That's something else that's on the rise.
Yep.
So there's that. I thought it might be, I mean, should we go through the animal signs a little bit so
Yeah.
everybody can just take a look and see what's happening for their year?
Yes. So if somebody doesn't know what that means, that we all have a monkey, cat, whatever that is. So is there a place that people can go find where?
So this was a chart I had sitting over here. I just sort of show people. So in this Bozzy chart, which unless you have hired me to pull it up, you're not going to have it. But I just wanted to show this is based on someone's birthday and time. Here are the animals. This person has horse, dog, rooster, and dragon. So everyone knows, oh, I'm you're the dragon, you're the rooster. What are you? You're the what?
I'm a monkey.
Okay, I'm you're the rooster. Now everybody knows that, but what I want to tell you is the year column, the year you're born is your industry and your long-term goals. The month pillar is more important. It's your career and your money. Your day pillar, this is the animal, once it's calculated for your birthday, is your house and your spouse. So, and your relationships and you. And then the hour is your long term, is your hopes and dreams and investments. So, you can have up to 4 different animals, which is why it's important. So, one of the things I did do, I just finished almost all the animals. By the time this airs, they will all be on my YouTube channel. And on the YouTube channel, I just did a little fun. I run errands with my selfie stick and I do. But at
Perfect.
the bottom, it will tell you, if you're born between these hours, you're this animal sign. If you're born in these certain months, you're this sign and the year. What it does not tell you is the day. It's a very complex calculation and it isn't easy to do, which is why there's no, simple books out like there is in Western astrology, where I'm Pisces and Aries. But what I want to explain about these animals, there's 12. It's like the zodiacs. It's the same energy. All right. And then in our zodiac sign, world, we have planets. There's no word for planet in Chinese. So the word is star energy. It's the same reference, but it's a different conversation. Okay. So and fun fact, do you know why they're called, and why there are various animals?
No way.
Because in the old days, the Chinese sages and astrologers, they used farm animals and mythical creatures so that the peasants and everyone could understand what they were talking about. So for the most part, it's like, it's pig and horse and goat. Then there's a dragon, there's a couple. But I thought, oh, I didn't know that. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'm just going to kind of do a little kind of clump together. I'll just kind of go through and can people replay this video, your video?
Anytime they want. And some are just audio. So again, there's or audio everywhere. They could play whenever they want, and video they can play whenever they want on my YouTube page. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, I'm going to give you this info. You don't have to take quickie notes. You can go figure out, like, what animals am I? And then you come back and you listen again and catch it and see, your family members and people you work with. It's kind of fascinating. So, I'm going to clump a few together, though, and give you some kind of ideas. So, if you've got, I know your animals, but I don't have your chart in front of me. Okay, so you're the what, monkey?
Yeah, you're the
Okay.
monkey. That's all I know.
So if you have a dragon, a monkey, or a rabbit in your chart, so you would listen to this because you at least have the monkey, right? This is don't give up on a bad day. Your resilience and perseverance will pay off. So this is a year for you to be more perseverant. So I'll give a few things. If you've got a dragon anywhere in your chart, any of those columns, all eyes will be on you to lead and make a lot of difficult decisions. It's a year for you to be a leader. Monkey, with effort and careful planning, you can rise to the next level. So you just have to plan. You have to have a game plan. All right. I also know you're quite water. So I know you have to put some plans. Put it on the calendar, girlfriend. Rabbit. Rabbit is from where you are to where you want to be is a huge gap. So you have to find the solution to get to the next step. So that's just kind of there's a lot more detailed stuff in the YouTubes, which are free. You can go listen, but that's generally for those animal signs. So because dragon, monkey, and rabbit don't have a lot of really great star energy planets to support them, you kind of give yourself a little extra boost for those. Now, you have goat, rooster, tiger in your chart. This is your year to be at the right place at the right time, meeting the right people. And then the question is, have you spent enough time and effort to maximize opportunities presented to you? So for those signs, goat, rooster, and tiger, it's about connecting, bringing in other people, meeting mentors. That's kind of a theme. So if you have goat, you can turn what you do into a business and find opportunities to monetize great ideas. And, you need the help of a good mentor. So do you know the difference between a mentor and a coach?
No.
You really don't?
I mean, I probably do, but I wanna say no.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So a coach you hire, a mentor finds you. And you have
Oh,
to be worthy of a mentor, right? Somebody has to see you and see such potential and come to you. I mean, we've all had hopefully mentors, but we didn't go after, go, I need a mentor. Somebody who really saw that you were ready. You were ready to go to whatever the next level was to kind of come and mentor you. Is that
yes.
kind of interesting?
I have people that were my mentors, yes.
Yeah, and you all need a mentor. I mean, think of it. If you were hiking up in the mountain and you didn't know where you were going, you'd hire a guide because you want someone to get you there faster, that's not dangerous, and have a good time, good experience. Now, Rooster, it's your year to network, go out and meet new people. Think about how you can make things better together and provide value to the community. So you have to think like the community can be as your neighborhood, it could be your spiritual community, it's your business community, but it's about, when you're doing better, you have the money to hire more people and support more families and help everybody. So that's kind of that idea. And Tiger, many opportunities to travel and have big adventures. So that's exciting. But one thing I will say about travel this year, and wow, we've already seen it. So because we have the two traveling stars clashing, monkey, tiger, more problems with travel. I mean, every time I look at the news, there's a door flying, people sucked here and there, somebody's crashing. Is that crazy?
I
So
just
just
had a bomb scare on a plane 2 days ago.
oh
Yeah,
shit.
I had to go through security 3 times. We were sequestered. We weren't allowed to go to the bathroom. We had DEA agents, airport police, regular police, fire departments, 2 days.
Oh God, I getting just so you know what? We're all going to travel, but be aware. I just went to visit my dad in Aspen. My flight was delayed. It was mechanical problems. That flight was delayed. Mechanical, and then there was another flight. I got the last seat. I'm like, I'm not waiting. So make smart decisions when you travel. If something feels a little off, and just put on your patience cap. It's gonna be a tough travel year because traveling stars are clashing. So that's kind of how
I
that
see.
shows up. So look, if you have horse or rat or dog in your chart, it's your year of transformation and growth. And horse is this is your year to solve chronic problems in your life, take on roles that allow you to shine, be more popular. If you have rat campaigns that you launch in this year, 2024, could be fabulous and amazing. This could be your year of power and authority, and study metaphysics to unlock the secrets of the universe. I don't have rat, but dog, change will bring good rewards as long as you let go of the past and embrace the new. So these are some highlights. And then the last three, collection of three, we have snake and ox and pig. Set boundaries and learn what to say yes to and what to say no to. I think we all can relate to this, but it will really affect you this year with snake and ox and pig in your chart. So snake, it's an exciting year to brighten other people's lives. You can learn a skill set and monetize on it. Also, it has heavenly chef. So this is a good year to be a foodie. Ox has the most powerful wealth star, has Jade Hall, represents appreciation of value of your assets and, like an even intellectual property. So think about when you have assets that grow, it's not just property, it's IP, intellectual property. You also need to be at the right place at the right time this year. And pig, you have access to other people's time and money, leverage these resources and build meaningful relationships. So those are a couple of the highlights, and I hope people do. I'm also posting these on Facebook and Instagram, but I don't have all of the detail of how to find all the other animals in your chart. So that's what I'm saying. Jump on over to YouTube, and then you'll be able to see what animals you have.
Well, is it under your name, under Anita Rosenberg, or where do
It
they find you?
is. Yeah. So my YouTube channel is Anita Rosenberg. I think it might be Anita Rosenberg Studio or Anita Rosenberg. Yeah, and so those are all the animal signs for the year. And so, look at to cap off the year, it's a shit show. It's gonna be a shit show. And
Mhm.
as the year is starting, we're all everyone is torn. Like there's so much heartbreak and tragedy. And if it's not your brand, if it's not in your wheelhouse to be up on
Mm.
the high horse stage, disgusting. It is disgusting what's happening in the world. But if it's not your wheelhouse to discuss these topics, you have to find out what can we do? And I think for you and I would love to know your opinion on it. I mean, we're in the world of spirituality, so we can help uplift people's vibration. We can help people feel sort of hopeful and where they're going to have a little more success. Because when times are funky and during wars, that's when the biggest billionaires come out. These are when the gaps in the market come out. This is when some really exciting, because everything's shifting and changing. It's like the world's in a snow globe, right? And it will settle. It will be settling. I think it's gonna take it doesn't just like February 4th, woo, off to
Yeah.
the races, you know.
That's fascinating. Yeah, no, I think that's exactly what we are here for, to uplift, inspire, give them pathways to get to navigate.
I like that, pathways to navigate. I mean, that's really what it's all about.
Yeah.
So, can I talk about my new book
I
launch?
want to hear about your new book. Tell us about your
Okay.
new.
All right. So 6 years in the making. So this is just a postcard because I don't have the book yet. It's at the printers now. But I was one of the few female directors in Hollywood in the late 80s. I did Assault of the Killer Bimbos and Modern Girls. And there were not many women directors then. There's a few more now, so that's exciting. And I interviewed my famous friends in the movie business, both. So it's 22 interviews of people behind the camera and in front of the camera. It's called How to Be the Star of Your Life, Lessons from Hollywood and Beyond. So cover. It's not ready for pre-order yet, but by the time this airs, I think you could go to Amazon and you could do a pre-order for it. And I'm going to be doing my book tours in LA and in New York in March and April. And it's all the bookstores, all my favorite bookstores in LA. I know I got into all of them. So I'm really excited. And at every event, I'm going to have a panel. So, a couple people from the book will come and talk. These stories are what's interesting because you're in the spiritual world, I kind of went back to visit people I'd worked with on Modern Girls or some of the producers who I worked with early on in my career. And I hadn't talked to some people and I did. I'm not an interviewer, so I had some questions, but gosh, everyone was really spiritual. It shocked me, like just insightful and reflective. And so it became sort of an inspirational book. I think it's really going to be helpful to creative people. It's not about how to be in the movie business. It's just how to be inspired. I mean, one thing I'll share. So one of the I people like Cloris Leachman before she passed away is
Wow.
in the book. I know. I was so lucky to get Cloris. And Virginia Madsen, who is in my movie Modern Girls, has some really female empowering stories to tell. But Michael Uslan, so you're not going to know the name necessarily. He was my first boss out of film school at NYU. I went to graduate school with Spike Lee, and a few people from my class are also in the book. And one of the things that he did is he was into comic books. So he bought, right after the TV show, he bought the rights to Batman. And he came to Hollywood and no one would buy Batman. He goes, I want to do the dark, real Batman. And nobody wanted to do it. 10 years, sets it up. Michael's name is on everything Batman. Anything Batman, Joker, Batman, Lego, anything. And so his chapter is when your dream comes true, what's your next dream going to be?
Oh, wow.
I think that's something we can all relate to. You know, you set goals for the year and things that you want to do. And then, okay, so that it's like, tick that off the list. And what's your next thing going to be? So those are the kind of interesting and insightful stories. I divided it up into the categories of filmmaking. So it's writers, producers, directors, and performers, actors, and crew. And one of my friends wrote a beautiful entry. He shot Emily in Paris, you know, the TV series and
Yes.
Entourage. And he had some really lovely stories about really listening. People want to be listened to. Tells a story about, you know, shooting something with Yoko Ono, and none of the other directors in this little series listened to her, and he listened to her and she would do anything for him. So everyone wants to be listened to. I mean, it just surprised me what came out. And I'm really, I'm excited and proud, and I can't wait for people to read it. So there you go.
Yay. Yes. So it will be available
Well, it
in books.
launches on February 24th. That's when the book launches, and I'll be doing events. You can order on Amazon. You can on my website, which is anitarosenberg.com. I have a whole little section, so it'll give you clicks and places. I mean, the thing that there's not many bookstores anymore, right? So I was told that if you go into your local bookstore and they won't have it, so you order it. And that's how I can get into some bookstores. Just say, "Where's this?" Because it's Heliotrope Books. It's distributed by Ingram, so all bookstores have an Ingram account. So you just go, "Well, I want to order one of these." I think that would be lovely. Although I was told, I didn't know, 80% of books are sold online right now.
Yeah. But we want to do save those little bookstores if we
We do
can.
want to save them. So, you know, wherever you're listening, please go into your bookstore. Also, the audio is, I think, going to be available next week. So if you're in another country and you can't order it, you can get the audio version. Anyway,
That is
because you and I
awesome.
talk about books, and you wrote your big fab book a few years ago. And
Yes. I have a new one coming out, I guess, this next year. I just turned it in with Llewellyn. Yeah.
that's a good place for your book.
It's a perfect place for me. Yeah.
It is
But
perfect, like, yeah. All right, well,
yeah.
when you get your book out, we'll do some because you know what I learned about books is you can promote them up to a year and a half. It's not like the movie business where you have a window. So when your
Yeah.
book comes out, we'll do some book events together.
Okay,
How's that?
let's do it. I would love that. So you guys, this woman is amazing. Whether she's feng
Thank you.
shuiing your house, doing your Bazi chart, your Chinese astrology chart, or you read her book. So thank you, my dear friend. We need to go have
Sure.
cocktails.
Okay, we will.
Okay.
We have a long overdue cocktail date. I'll
We
meet
have
you
a
at the bar.
long overdue happy hour here in
Perfect.
Hollywood happy hour. So one more time, tell everybody on social media, they can find you on social media,
So
like you.
yeah. So my website is Anita Rosenberg, BERG.com. And I'd love for you to sign up for my newsletter. I don't do them that often, but I put really interesting content I will be posting when this is ready to go. I am on Facebook, Anita Rosenberg Studio. I'm on Instagram, Anita Rosenberg Studio. Go to YouTube. I think it's just Anita Rosenberg. So those are some places I'd love for you to follow along on all the journeys. So please come be supportive and part of my tribe. I need my
Yes,
support tribe this
finding our tribe. We
year.
are there. So thank you so much. Thank you for bringing your beautiful magic to the witching hour.